Hello guys and welcome back to another Python tutorial. In this video I'm going to be showing you something called a string method. So before that I just want to tell you that I'm starting to use another editor called Sublime Text. Now you can obviously continue using any editor like Replit or any other editor that you're using, but I'm going to be moving Sublime Text, so you can download it in the link in the description. And yeah, so with that said, let's get started. So first of all, I'm just gonna quickly show you, for any of you who's moving Sublime Text, I'm gonna show you how you can quickly just create a new Python file. So you can't just create a Python file in this. You should go to View, Syntax, and then over here again, you see this. It's not supposed to be plain text. You're supposed to click Python, and then you're gonna go to File, Save As, and then call it whatever you want. So let's call it Python tutorial. And I'm going to save that, and now we can start writing Python code. So far we've talked about strings. So an example of a string is anything in the double quotes or single quotes. So let me just show you an example. Let's print hi. And by the way, if you want to run the syntax in Sublime Text, use Control V. So just hit Control V. It'll take a bit of time first time. Okay, so it will take a couple of seconds to load, and there we go. So now say you want to actually modify something or kind of apply something to a string. So let me just point out first that a method is anything that starts with a dot. So there are certain methods that we can use on certain data types, and today I'm gonna show you a couple of methods for the strings. So the first method I want to talk about is the dot strip, like that. And syntax is basically dot strip and then the two brackets. So what this will basically do is, say when you print hi, you're adding like spaces at the beginning like that, and then if you run the code, you see that the spaces are removed. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the difference right now. So if I print hi, but I'm gonna add the spaces in here, but without I add the dot strip. If I run this, then the spaces in here are gonna be shown, but for the first one it's not gonna be shown because the dot strip is there and it's deleting the spaces before and also after the syntax. Now obviously, sorry, the string. Now obviously if I run it, you won't be able to kind of see what's after, but yeah, in Sublime Text kind of doesn't let you highlight after it. And yeah, so that's a good way to see that it deletes spaces after and before the string. So this is what basically dot strip does. It's very easy, nothing to know, just delete the spaces before and after the string. Now the next one I want to talk about, and before I do that I want to point out something about the dot strip. So if you like type spaces and then you type like another word, let's just type another hi, and if I run it, it will actually include the space because it only deletes the space after and before the string. So right now if I remove the hi, run it again, it will not add any spaces to the end. That's something you need to know. And the next method I want to talk about is called dot lower. So what dot lower basically does, and the syntax is the same for every single method, dot, the method name, and then the brackets. So what dot lower basically does is turn everything into lowercase. So let me just type hello, and I'm just typing a mix of capital and small letters to show you. And then if I run it, it will just print it all in small letter or lowercase letters because this is what basically the dot lower does. And there's also another method called the dot upper, which actually does the same thing. So now if you run the code, it turns everything to capital letters. So sorry, not the same thing, but it just turns everything into a capital letter, and it ignores what like if you type a small letter, it ignores it and just turns it to a capital letter, you know? Okay, so now I want to talk about a method that's kind of not counted as a method, but we can include it. So this method is called, or kind of like a syntax that includes parameters. Now, just to know, a parameter is anything that goes in the brackets. So there's something called the len, the brackets. Now, notice here you don't put the dot before it, just put len or the keyword len and then brackets. Now, in here, you can type any string. So, for example, I type hello, and then I run it, and you see it prints out 5, it doesn't print out hello. Because what this basically does is it gets the length of the string. So the string has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters, and so it printed out 5. So let's see if I add maybe another one. Code, it's 6. Now, something to know, if I add spaces, as you can see, it actually counts the space, like not only the letters. And actually, let's try it something. Let's try it. If I print 9. Okay, it gives us an error. We can't. It's only string method, as I said, and like you can't really apply it on numbers. So something to keep in mind. So if you wanna like apply it on any number, if you type 9, it will not print out 9. It will print out 1 because there's typed 1 character in here. That's counted as a character. Only 1 character. It doesn't care about the number because it's a string method. And the last one I want to talk about is dot split. What dot split basically does is it kind of divides everything into a list. So let me show you what I mean. So let me type hello, sorry, string hello, and then I type a space, and then I type there. Yeah. Then I type dot split. So if I run the code, it does not print out hello there. It prints out a list of 2 words, which is hello and there. So what this basically does, it's like sees the string, and then it looks for any space if you place it with a comma, and then this is the second item in the list. So basically, in other words, the first word is the first item in the list, so it becomes an item, just like this. So hello, first word becomes an item. Now notice if I deleted the space and then I ran the code, okay, it just includes it in one kind of item because there's no space in between. And same thing if I like add maybe space over here, let's say a space over here, part of the code, it separates them because of the spaces. So basically the spaces are kind of separators for the items in the list that's going to be printed out. And that's really it for basic string methods. I hope you've understood about not every single like string methods and what they do. So basically just change something in a string. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.